Are you a job seeker? So let me tell you that if you are a job seeker and if you are not getting your desired calls from job consultants or your potential employers, then there is something that is missing in your entire approach. And that's missing piece is your resume. The 2 pages resume that you share with your potential employers, with job consultants, with different portals that you post. If you have not paid attention in making a good resume, then there are very high chances that you may not be getting those calls. And vice versa is also true. If you are able to pay attention and you are able to showcase your skills, your experience, your recognition award in a very structured way in those 2 pages, you would be definitely getting a lot of calls and attention from important employers. The reason is that 2 pages are the first representation of who you are, in the sense that even without you present in front of the potential employer or a hiring manager, these 2 pages are representing you. So like you prepare, you get ready and dress very well when you go for an interview. Similarly, your those 2 pages should be dressed well, nicely nurtured and cleaned and presented in such a way that it starts representing and then in your CV starts talking about you. Well, friends, my name is Arun Thukral. I'm a life and a leadership coach. And in this video today, I'm going to tell you the difference between how a good CV looks like and how a bad CV or an average CV looks like. How and why job consultants and hiring managers reject certain CVs just by mere looking into the CV. And on the contrary, they jump on somebody just by a CV is reflecting about the personality of an individual. So stay tuned. I'm going to take you all this, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel with your friends, because I'm going to give you a lot of gyan, a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills through this medium so that you become capable and you become strong. So let's get into now the 2 pieces of CVs. These 2 CVs that I have picked up are randomly picked up live from my database. Though I have changed the chronological order of their information, I have hidden all those aspects, but the structure I have kept it as it is, as you are seeing right now. Now, the CVs that I'm going to talk to you is all about experienced people. So if you are a fresher, then probably this is not going to reflect a lot, but you will learn from the perspective that how an experienced person should reflect their CVs when they are sending it to the potential employers or recruitment consultants. This CV is of an experienced person, which is around 5 to 7 years of an experience. Now look at the CV. If you look at this, it clearly reflects about the name, email address, your mailing address, then your phone number, followed by the objective. Now, if you look at and read this objective, it is not going to be an aspiring or inspiring objective to me. It doesn't talk about that who you are. It is just 2 liners that I can create a niche for myself and effectively contribute towards the organization targets and aspirations. But who are you? What have you done? What experience you carry? What expertise you hold? How you can be a problem solver or a potential person who meets the skills required for the given job. If you have not mentioned that in your profile summary or your career objective, it's not going to attract me. The second thing, when such a CV comes to me of an experienced person which is talking about their education background, and let me tell you, this happens with most of the people who are experienced. They have not spent too much time on their CV because they made it long back, many years back, and their CV pattern generally remains same, and they just keep changing the name of the company. So likewise, if this CV comes to me, it looks like the CV was made during the school days where the school, college name, percentage, the kind of scholastic achievements, extracurricular activities, key positions of responsibility at the school level, they are all reflective over here. It doesn't give me any sense because I am looking at somebody who has got more exposure towards the skills of the role that you have applied for, what kind of success stories that you have got that you want to share on this, and how you have been recognized and what kind of achievements that you have got is something my eyes are searching. But if my first 5 or 10 seconds have gone only in this piece of information, I will straight away reject the CV. But let's look at the bottom part of this CV. Now here you see that the gentleman has mentioned about the work experience, where it is talking about worked as territory manager in so and so company from 1st March 2015 to 12th March. Now this is just an information. that I have worked from one company, two company, three company, from one period to another period. Again, it doesn't give me any information in terms of what kind of experience you carry, what kind of skills that you carry, what kind of success stories you carry. So for me, it is of no use. And then the CV ends with the interest, personal details, and that's all. So if such a CV comes to me, I'll straight away reject. I will never recommend such CV to any of the hiring companies, or even at my age, at my stage, I would say that don't consider this candidate. Now look at it. The moment I see such a CV, it starts reflecting about you as an individual, that how casual you were when you were applying for this job. You just straight away said, okay, send this CV to, and if they find me good, I will definitely be selected because I'm doing a great job in my organization. So, well, you are doing a great job in your organization, but that not necessarily fulfill the requirement your CV carries. You have to reflect what you are doing in real time on the pages that are going to the organization, and subsequently during your interview as well, because your CV cannot be everything. Because a lot of time I've also seen that people make nice CVs, but when it comes to reflection on the interview day, they are not able to. So the first piece we are talking about is the average or a bad CV as per my standards. Now let's go and check about another set of CV where we'll see that how things have will change. Now this is to me a good CV. Now why I'm saying it's a good CV? The first is the appeal of the CV. If you look at the CV overall, it has got a format, it has got a structure. So look at this. There's a white fonts which have been used on a blue background, followed by email ID, followed by phone number. Now the gentleman has not written the residential address. Now what is the difference? That if you start mentioning it, it eats space. So the residential address can definitely go down, and even if it is not mentioned in today's world, it is not necessary. Now look at this. It is mentioning about the profile summary. So as I mentioned earlier, if your profile summary talks about your years of experience, then business operations, see, it has bold. Now, excellent in-depth product knowledge and training skills, open to new ideas, intrigued by new perspectives, able to handle multiple assignments and tight deadlines. Now, these are the perspective that are giving me some idea about that what kind of a person you are. Now, followed by, if you look at this, what I expect in a CV from an experienced person is it should have the organizational journey right from the top, from the latest to the last. So here it is very clearly mentioned about the current experience till date, followed by the other organization that this gentleman has worked about. Now, if I look at this CV, the only challenge with this is that all the companies are mentioned all together in one box. Ideally, it should not be. You should mention your current organization where you are currently working, then highlight the KRAs, then highlight the achievements, recognition, awards that you have got while doing the job in that given period. Otherwise, if you mix up everything, it looks very holistic to me. And again, it is not giving me a clear picture of what kind of achievements that you have gathered. Followed by this CV is also reflecting about the academic details. Again, I would say I don't recommend that you should write down about your SSC, high school, senior secondary schools, because at this point of time you have crossed that stage. So this is still eating some space of your CV. You highlight, like if you have done only a plain graduate, highlight the university, year of passing, and the subjects that you have passed through. If you have got some certification, add that in your academic detail. If you have got some post-graduation degree, add that, because that is something now more relevant to me than your school days. Followed by IT skills that people mention. If you have specific certification in those skills, you can write that. Now this gentleman has mentioned about the skills part. Some people mention skills part in the beginning, which is still great, because when I read your skills, specialized skills, maybe 3, 4, 5 skills, I know that now those skills can be connected to your current job role. So structure wise good. Then personal details, date of birth. Some people say don't mention date of birth. I say do mention, because it gives me an idea about your experience and the age, and I connect the your education period. I can connect everything with respect to that. Then marital status, languages known, and address. Now look at this entire piece with a clear structure. I am able to give more than my time of 5 or 10 seconds that I would have spent nicely on the first page. So if your CV is speaking like this, it is giving me a jump to learn more about you. I'm curious now to meet you, because you have been able to reflect and showcase that not only that you are interested in this job, but also that you are serious about your career and you have been able to showcase your journey in those 2 pages. Another drawback about an average CV is that such CVs are very long. They go up to 5, 6 pages. And in this fast paced world, nobody has time to go to 5 or 6 pages. So I hope with this small piece of information, you would have got some idea about what is an average or a bad CV looks like. So go back and check what kind of CV that you are carrying right now, and what is a good CV reflects at least some pieces of it. So if you have a average or a poor CV right now, it's very important. It's high time that you should go and work on it, because you never know when is the need to go and jump for a new job opportunity knocking your door. In the next video, in the next episode, I will be covering about the difference between a good CV. We'll take another CV, a separate CV as a good CV, and then there is an excellent CV. What is the difference between these two kind of CVs will be clearly demarcated. So don't go anywhere. Stay here, like this channel, subscribe this channel, and share it with your friends. And if you like the content that I have shared, do mention your comments in the below comment section. I would love to hear your comments because they energizes me, they give me direction. And if you have any topic of choice, do share that as well. I'll try to cover in my next videos that I'm going to make. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching me. Signing off from here, Arun Tukra.